Commander Ethan Cole stood tall as the massive doors of the Galactic Confederation headquarters slid open. After 15 years of sending messages into space, humanity had finally received an answer. Now, as Earth's military representative, Ethan walked beside diplomat Grace Murphy, both trying to hide their awe at the alien architecture surrounding them. "Remember," Grace whispered, "we're here as equals, not visitors." Ethan nodded, though they both knew it wasn't true. Humanity was the newcomer, the primitive species that had only recently developed faster than light travel. The other species had formed their alliance thousands of years ago. 5 alien representatives waited for them in the grand chamber. Their bodies were different shapes and sizes, some with multiple limbs, others with skin that changed colors as they spoke. The tallest one, with blue-gray skin and 4 arms, stepped forward. "I am High Counselor Zex Terry. Earth has been persistent in its request to join our confederation." The alien's voice sounded both bored and amused. Grace bowed slightly. "We believe we have much to offer and much to learn." A ripple of what Ethan recognized as laughter moved through the aliens. The smallest one, a round creature with large eyes, spoke next. "Your species is young, impulsive. You have barely left your solar system. Yet we've accomplished in centuries what took others millennia," Ethan said, immediately regretting his defensive tone. Zex Terry's skin darkened. "Yes, humans move quickly, sometimes too quickly for their own good." Grace stepped forward smoothly. "We understand your concerns. That's why we're proposing a probationary period. Let us prove ourselves." The aliens discussed among themselves in their own languages, while Ethan and Grace waited. Finally, they seemed to reach an agreement. "Very well," said Zex Terry. "As is customary, we offer a gift to welcome potential members." He gestured to a screen on the wall, which lit up to show an image of a spaceship. Ethan's heart sank. The ship looked ancient. Its hull was patched in dozens of places with different materials. Parts of it didn't even match, as if someone had cobbled together pieces from several different vessels. "This is the patrol vessel formerly known as the Galactic Vanguard. It has served many species over its long life. Now it can be yours." Grace maintained her diplomatic smile. "We're honored by such a gift." "It requires some attention," said the round alien, not hiding his amusement. "But it's space-worthy, mostly." Ethan studied the image more carefully. Behind the patches and mismatched parts, he could see that the basic design was sound. And those parts, they represented technologies from different species throughout the Confederation. "What are the terms?" Grace asked carefully. "It's yours to keep. You may crew it as you wish." Zex Terry paused. "Though we recommend not less than 30 crew members for a vessel of its size." "And may we modify it?" Ethan asked suddenly. The aliens looked at each other, clearly surprised by the question. "Modify? It's barely operational as is. What modifications could you possibly make?" The round alien didn't bother hiding his disdain. "Let's say we're curious by nature," Grace said smoothly. "We'd like the freedom to adjust the ship to our needs." After a brief discussion, Zex Terry nodded. "You may do as you wish with the vessel. It has been decommissioned from Confederation service." Ethan couldn't help but smile. Where these aliens sought junk, he saw possibility. The mismatched technologies weren't a weakness. They were an opportunity. "We accept your gift," Grace said formally. "The vessel's current designation is the Scrapheap," said Zex Terry. "Perhaps fitting for your first Confederation vessel." Ethan met Grace's eyes, and he could see she understood too. The aliens weren't offering a gift. They were offering a joke at humanity's expense. They expected failure. "We'll take delivery immediately," Ethan said. "And we thank the Confederation for this opportunity." As they left the chamber, Grace whispered, "They're underestimating us." Ethan nodded. "Everyone always does. And that's exactly how we'll surprise them." The Earth space dock buzzed with excitement as the Scrapheap arrived. Ethan watched from the observation deck as tugs guided the mismatched vessel into place. It looked even worse up close, a patchwork of metals and components that had no business being on the same ship. "It's a miracle it can fly at all," said Admiral Wilson over Ethan's shoulder. "It won't just fly," Ethan replied. "It'll be the best ship in the fleet." The Admiral laughed. "I gave you permission for this project because I trust you, Cole. But let's be realistic." Ethan turned to face him. "I need to choose my own crew. People who can see what I see. You have 1 month to prove this isn't a waste of time," the Admiral said, walking away. Ethan didn't bother arguing. He already had his list. First was Olivia Blackwell. She'd been discharged from military service for questioning orders too often, but her tactical thinking was unmatched. "So this is the famous alien garbage scow," Olivia said, meeting Ethan at the docking bay the next morning. "This is the Ingenuity," Ethan corrected her. "You renamed it already." "Names matter. The scrap heap is what they think of us. The Ingenuity is what they don't expect from us." Olivia smiled. "I like it." Next came Nathan Winters, who arrived carrying only a worn toolbox. He walked around the ship, tapping on different sections of the hull, listening carefully. "Fascinating," he mumbled. "At least 7 different alloys here. Maybe more. Can you make them work together?" Ethan asked. Nathan opened his toolbox. "I rebuilt my first engine when I was 9. This is just a bigger puzzle." By afternoon, Zoe Martinez had joined them. She moved through the ship's computer systems like a fish in water, her fingers dancing across screens filled with alien text. "These security protocols are a joke," she said. "And look, they left all the administrative access codes." "Can you read these languages?" Olivia asked, impressed. "Computer languages are universal once you understand the logic," Zoe replied without looking up. "Give me a week, and this ship will think it's human." Pilot Jack Harper showed up last, swagger in his step. He ran his hand along the ship's battered control panel and whistled. "This isn't like any cockpit I've ever seen," he said. "That's why we need you," Ethan explained. "No one else can fly something that was never meant to be flown by humans." Jack's eyes lit up. Challenge accepted. The last member of the core team arrived the following day. Dr. Daniel Wright carried several cases of medical equipment as he boarded. "The medical bay is a disaster," he announced after his inspection. 3 different life support systems, none configured for human biology. "Can you make it work?" Ethan asked. Daniel opened one of his cases. "I've been studying alien physiology for years. Now I get to apply it backwards." For 2 weeks, they worked around the clock. Other engineers and scientists laughed as they passed by. Even some of the alien observers sent by the Confederation couldn't hide their amusement. "The propulsion system uses 3 different technologies that were never meant to work together," Nathan explained during their first team meeting. "The computer cores are running 4 different operating systems," Zoe added. "And the artificial gravity fails every time we try to power up the weapons," Jack said. Ethan looked at their tired faces. "So what you're telling me is that no one in the galaxy knows how this ship works?" Olivia grinned. "Exactly. Which means no one knows how to fight against it either." Nathan held up a strange component. "I found something interesting. These parts we thought were broken. They're actually advanced tech that's been deliberately disabled." "They didn't give us junk," Zoe realized. "They gave us a treasure chest they thought we couldn't unlock." Ethan nodded. "Then let's show them what humans can do with a locked box. We have 2 weeks left to make this the most dangerous ship in the galaxy." Nathan stood in the engine room of the Ingenuity, sweat dripping from his forehead. For 5 days straight, he had been taking apart and reassembling the ship's power core. The walls around him were covered with diagrams showing how the alien systems connected. "Hand me the plasma cutter," he said to his assistant. With careful precision, he cut through a section of metal blocking access to a hidden power coupling. "I don't understand," the assistant said. "Why are we connecting the Zerillion power matrix to the Vorgan fuel cells? The manual specifically says not to do that." Nathan smiled. "Exactly. The aliens built these systems to be separate because they never thought about how they might work together. But humans, combining things is what we do best. Across the ship, Zoe sat surrounded by floating screens showing alien code. Her fingers moved rapidly as she rewrote the ship's operating system. "What are you doing?" asked a Confederation observer who had been assigned to monitor their progress. "Creating a translation layer," she replied without looking up. "Each system speaks a different language. I'm teaching them to talk to each other." The alien observer's eyes blinked rapidly in confusion, but that would require understanding 7 different programming languages. Zoe finished. "Yes, took me 3 days." On the bridge, Olivia and Jack worked on the pilot controls. Jack sat in the oddly shaped pilot seat, his hands hovering over controls designed for tentacles. "This isn't going to work," he said. "I don't have enough limbs." Olivia pointed to the neural interface they had installed. "You won't need limbs. The ship will respond to your thoughts." "Has anyone ever tested this before?" "Nope. You'll be the first." Jack grinned. "Perfect." In the medical bay, Daniel had completely rebuilt the life support systems. Where there had once been 3 separate systems, there was now one integrated unit. The original designers wasted so much energy. He explained to Ethan during an inspection. They had one system for atmosphere, one for temperature, and one for radiation shielding. "I've combined them all." "Will it work?" Ethan asked. "In theory, yes. In practice," Daniel shrugged. "We'll find out when we test it." The deadline approached quickly. Admiral Wilson arrived for the demonstration with a group of human officials and Confederation observers. Among them was Zex Terry, looking distinctly unimpressed. "You've made cosmetic improvements," the alien said, noting the fresh paint and new name emblazoned on the hull. "We've made more than cosmetic changes," Ethan replied. "We're ready for our test flight." The observers took their places in the observation room as the crew boarded the Ingenuity. Ethan sat in the command chair, feeling the ship hum beneath him in a way it hadn't before. "All systems online," Olivia reported. "Engine room ready," came Nathan's voice over the comm. "Computer systems functioning at 300% capacity," Zoe announced. "Life support optimal," Daniel confirmed. "Taking her out," Jack said, placing his hands on the neural interface. The ship moved smoothly out of dock, responding to Jack's thoughts faster than any conventional controls could. Outside, the observers watched in silence. "Begin demonstration sequence," Ethan ordered. The Ingenuity suddenly accelerated to speeds no patrol vessel should achieve. It executed a perfect loop around Earth's moon in seconds. "Impossible," whispered Zex Terry. Nathan's voice came over the comm. "The engine integration is working perfectly. We're getting power efficiency the original designers never imagined." "Weapons systems?" Ethan asked. "Online," Olivia replied. "But untested." "Let's fix that." Ethan gave the order, and the Ingenuity fired at the target drones that had been set up. The weapons, a hybrid of 3 different alien technologies, hit with perfect accuracy. "How?" demanded Zex Terry over the communication channel. "Those systems shouldn't work together." Ethan smiled. "That's the difference between you and us, Counselor. You see limitations, we see possibilities." As the Ingenuity returned to dock, Admiral Wilson's face showed a mixture of pride and disbelief. "Congratulations, Commander," he said. "You've proven your point. The question now is, what will the Confederation do when they realize what we've created?" 1 month after the demonstration, the Ingenuity received its first real mission. The Confederation Council assigned them to patrol a quiet sector near the border of Confederation space. It was the kind of mission normally given to trainees or ships being phased out of service. "They're still trying to hide us away," Olivia said as she reviewed the mission details on the bridge. Ethan nodded. "Of course they are. They're afraid of what we've created." "At least we get to stretch our legs," Jack said from the pilot's seat. "This ship needs to move." The Ingenuity departed Earth the next day. Its crew had expanded to include 15 more humans, each specially selected for their ability to think creatively. As they reached their patrol sector, Ethan gathered everyone for a briefing. This may seem like a quiet assignment, but stay alert. We're still testing how this ship performs in real conditions. For 3 days, they patrolled without incident. The crew used the time to make small adjustments and improvements. Nathan fine-tuned the engines. Zoe updated the computer systems. Daniel calibrated the medical equipment. On the 4th day, everything changed. "Commander, I'm picking up a distress signal," Olivia called out. "A civilian transport under attack by unknown vessels." Ethan moved to her station. Location: just outside our patrol zone. About 10 minutes at maximum speed. Jack, set course. Nathan, ready engines for emergency thrust. Zoe, analyze that distress signal. The crew moved with practiced efficiency. The Ingenuity accelerated smoothly, its hybrid engines humming. "Signal confirmed," Zoe reported. "It's the Starlight, a passenger liner carrying 300 civilians. They report 3 attack ships with Draxian markings." "Pirates," Olivia said grimly. "They target the border regions." "We're about to arrive," Jack announced. Dropping out of FTL in 3, 2, 1. The Ingenuity emerged into a scene of chaos. A large passenger ship drifted with visible damage to its engines. 3 smaller, heavily armed vessels circled it like predators. "They've seen us," Olivia reported. "They're breaking off to intercept." "Open a channel," Ethan ordered. When the communication system was ready, he spoke clearly. "Attention attacking vessels. This is Commander Ethan Cole of the Confederation vessel Ingenuity. Stand down immediately." A harsh laugh answered him. "A single patrol ship. Turn around, human, or we'll add your wreckage to theirs." Ethan cut the transmission. "Olivia, weapons status." "We've never tested them in actual combat," she reminded him. "No time like the present." Jack, evasive pattern delta. "Nathan, I need maximum power to shields." The pirate ships fired first. Energy beams lanced toward the Ingenuity, but Jack's neural connection to the ship allowed him to anticipate and dodge with impossible precision. "Their weapons are powerful," Olivia noted. "Direct hit would cause severe damage." "Then don't get hit," Ethan replied. "Zoe, can you disrupt their targeting systems?" Zoe's fingers flew across her console. "Working on it. Their ships all use the same frequency for targeting data. If I can access it." The Ingenuity shuddered as a glancing blow struck its shields. "Shields at 80%, Nathan reported from engineering. "But I'm rerouting power. Give me 2 minutes, and I'll have something special ready." Jack spun the ship through a tight corkscrew, causing 2 pirate vessels to nearly collide as they pursued. "Got it," Zoe exclaimed. "Sending false targeting data now." The pirates' next volley went wide, missing the Ingenuity entirely. "Nathan, what's your status?" Ethan asked. "Ready," came the engineer's excited voice. "I've created a feedback loop between our shields and weapons. When they hit us, we absorb the energy and can send it back doubled." "Olivia, target the lead ship's engines." "Targeted. Fire." The Ingenuity's weapons released a burst of energy unlike anything a standard patrol vessel should produce. The lead pirate ship's engines exploded instantly. The vessel spun out of control. "Remaining ships are retreating," Olivia reported with a smile. Ethan stood. "Let's help that passenger liner. And send a message to Confederation headquarters. Tell them the Ingenuity just had its first combat test. And passed with flying colors," Jack added. News of the Ingenuity's victory over the pirates spread quickly through the Confederation. 3 days after the incident, the ship received new orders to return to Confederation headquarters. When they arrived, the crew found themselves the center of attention. "I don't like this," Olivia whispered to Ethan as they walked through the grand hallway. "Yesterday we were a joke. Today everyone wants to talk to us." "Success changes everything," Ethan replied. "Just stay alert." In the main chamber, the Confederation Council waited. Zexteri stood at the center, his 4 arms clasped in front of him. Beside him stood a tall, stern-looking alien with red skin and sharp features. "Commander Cole," Zexteri began, "this is Admiral Vrax of the Confederation Defense Force. He wishes to discuss your recent encounter." Admiral Vrax stepped forward. "Your ship defeated 3 Draxian raiders with minimal damage." "How?" Ethan stood straight. "Good crew. Good ship. That ship was outdated and mismatched when we gave it to you," Vrax said, eyes narrowing. "Our reports indicate weapons fire that should be impossible from those systems. We made some improvements." Vrax circled Ethan slowly. "I wish to see these improvements myself. I will join your next patrol." Zoe leaned toward Nathan and whispered, "They're checking if we're a threat." "Let them look," Nathan whispered back. "They still won't understand what they're seeing." The next morning, Admiral Vrax boarded the Ingenuity. He examined every station with critical eyes, asking detailed questions that the crew answered carefully, revealing only what was necessary. "Your weapon systems appear standard," Vrax noted as he inspected the tactical station. Olivia smiled politely. "We work with what we have." Their new patrol route took them through the Karjan Nebula, a region known for sensor interference. As they entered the nebula, Zoe noticed something unusual. "Commander, I'm detecting multiple ships hiding in the gas clouds," she reported quietly. "They're masking their signatures." Ethan glanced at Vrax, who showed no reaction. "How many ships?" "At least 5. Maybe more." "Battle stations," Ethan ordered. "Admiral, you might want to observe from the command deck." Vrax remained where he stood. "You detect ships that our standard sensors cannot." Before Ethan could answer, the first attack came. Energy weapons tore through the nebula, striking the Ingenuity's shields. "Shield impact at 60% capacity," Nathan reported. "They're using military-grade weapons." "Evasive action," Ethan commanded. Jack's hands pressed into the neural interface, and the ship responded instantly, rolling to avoid the next volley. "These aren't pirates," Olivia said as she analyzed the attack pattern. "This is a coordinated military strike." 7 attack ships emerged from the nebula, surrounding the Ingenuity. Their designs were sleek and matched, unlike the cobbled-together pirate vessels. "Admiral Vrax," Ethan said coldly, "did you know about this ambush?" Vrax's expression remained neutral. "Consider it a test, Commander. Let's see how your improvements handle a real threat." "Zoe, initiate Protocol Omega," Ethan ordered. Zoe nodded and entered a series of commands. Throughout the ship, systems that had remained hidden came online. The lights dimmed momentarily, then glowed brighter. "What is happening?" Vrax demanded. "You wanted to see our improvements," Ethan replied. "Watch carefully." The Ingenuity's engines surged. The ship moved with impossible speed, faster than any vessel its size should move. Its weapons fired with precision, disabling 2 enemy ships in rapid succession. "How?" Vrax gasped. Nathan's voice came over the comm. "Commander, I've activated the resonance field. Ready when you are." "Proceed," Ethan ordered. The ship hummed with energy. A wave pulsed outward, disrupting the enemy vessel's shield frequencies. In the confusion that followed, the Ingenuity picked them off one by one. When it was over, Vrax stared at Ethan with new understanding and fear. "What have you humans created?" he asked quietly. "We created exactly what you expected," Ethan answered. "The most dangerous ship in the galaxy." The Ingenuity docked at Starbase 7, a remote Confederation outpost. After the battle with Vrax's test fleet, Ethan had received orders to wait here for new directives. The crew used the time for repairs and upgrades. Admiral Vrax disappeared as soon as we docked, Olivia reported as she joined Ethan in the mess hall. No goodbye, no explanation. "He saw something that scared him," Ethan said. "A human ship that could defeat a Confederation attack squad." Nathan sat down with them, his hands stained with engine grease. Speaking of scared, have you seen the security around our ship? They doubled the guards. Are we guests or prisoners? Jack wondered. Neither, said Zoe, walking in with her tablet. We're a target. She placed the tablet on the table, showing intercepted communications. I've been monitoring Confederation channels. There's a bounty on the Ingenuity. 5 million credits for whoever can capture or destroy it. Ethan studied the information. Who posted the bounty? That's the strange part. It's anonymous, but the authorization codes are high-level Confederation. Daniel joined them, looking concerned. I've been talking with the medical staff here. Rumors are spreading that humans have created some kind of superweapon disguised as a patrol ship. Ethan leaned back. So, the Confederation gives us junk. We turn it into something powerful. And now, they're afraid of what they created. What's our next move? Olivia asked. We need supplies. Then we find out who wants us dead. Later that night, as the crew gathered supplies, Zoe worked in an isolated maintenance junction, connecting her equipment to the station's communications array. Her fingers moved quickly across the keyboard. Come on, she muttered. Show me who you are. Her screen flickered and filled with data. Her eyes widened. Commander, she said into her communicator. I found something. You need to see this. Before Ethan could reply, the lights in the junction went out. Zoe reached for her sidearm, but a stun blast hit her before she could draw it. 3 figures in black uniforms dragged her unconscious body away. On the Ingenuity, Ethan waited impatiently for Zoe to return. When an hour passed with no word, he gathered the crew. Something's wrong. Nathan tracked Zoe's communicator. Nathan used the ship's sensors. Last signal came from Junction 42, but it's offline now. Split up and search, Ethan ordered. Daniel, stay with the ship. The crew spread through the station, searching discreetly. Jack found Zoe's tablet smashed in the junction. Olivia discovered security footage had been erased for that entire section. Ethan returned to the ship to regroup, only to find Daniel waiting with a grim expression. We received a message, Daniel said, handing Ethan a data card. For your eyes only. Ethan inserted the card into a secure terminal. A hooded figure appeared on screen. Commander Cole, by now you've noticed your crew member is missing. She discovered things she shouldn't have. If you want her back alive, surrender the Ingenuity and all its technical data to Confederation Special Security at these coordinates. The message ended with a set of coordinates for a remote location far from any monitored space. It's a trap, Olivia said when Ethan shared the message. Of course it is, Ethan agreed. But Zoe is family. We don't leave family behind. What's the plan? Jack asked. Nathan, I need something that can hide our energy signature. Make us look like a different ship. Nathan nodded. I have some ideas. Give me 6 hours. Olivia, prepare defensive systems. If we're walking into a trap, I want to spring it on our terms. We're going against Confederation security with 1 ship, Daniel asked. Ethan smiled grimly. We're going against them with the most dangerous ship in the galaxy, and they have no idea what it can really do. As the crew prepared for battle, Ethan stood at the viewport, looking at the stars. They thought they gave us junk, he whispered. Now they'll learn what humans can do when backed into a corner. The Ingenuity approached the coordinates slowly, looking nothing like itself. Nathan had worked through the night to create what he called a chameleon system. The ship now projected the energy signature of a common merchant vessel. Any sign of Zoe? Ethan asked. Olivia studied her sensors. I'm detecting a small space station and 3 ships in orbit. 1 matches Confederation security markings. Jack guided the ship closer, keeping to a casual merchant approach vector. They're hailing us. Respond as planned, Ethan ordered. Jack opened a channel and spoke in a bored voice. This is cargo ship Liberty requesting permission to dock. We have machine parts for delivery. A gruff voice answered. Liberty, you're off course. This is a restricted area. Sorry about that, Jack replied. Navigation computer must have glitched. We'll be on our way. Wait, the voice commanded. Stand by for scan. Ethan nodded to Nathan, who activated a special program Zoe had created before her capture. It fed false data to any scanning beams. Scans show you're running with minimal crew, the voice said suspiciously. That's correct, Jack answered. Budget cuts, you know how it is. After a tense moment, the voice responded. You're cleared to dock at Bay 3 for inspection. Once the channel closed, Ethan gathered the crew. Remember the plan. Jack and I will secure the dock. Nathan, you'll access their computer systems. Olivia and Daniel will find Zoe. As they docked, Nathan activated the last of their special modifications. Defensive systems are running silent. They won't detect our weapons until it's too late. The crew moved through the station quickly and efficiently. Jack and Ethan neutralized the guards at the dock with stun weapons. Nathan found a terminal and connected his specialized device. I'm in their system, he reported through the communicator. Zoe is being held in Detention Block C, Level 2. 3 guards. Olivia and Daniel moved toward the detention area while avoiding patrols. When they reached the block, Olivia took out 2 guards with quick stun shots. Daniel handled the third with a sedative designed for the guard's specific species. They found Zoe in a cell, bruised but alive. Took you long enough, she said with a weak smile as Daniel examined her injuries. Can you walk? Olivia asked. Zoe stood carefully. They wanted information about our ship. I gave them nothing. Back at the computer terminal, Nathan made a discovery. Commander, I found something. The order to capture us came from Counselor Dren, Zex Terry's deputy. Why would he want our ship? Ethan asked. According to these files, he's been selling Confederation technology to the highest bidder for years. He's afraid we'll expose weaknesses in their systems. A security alarm suddenly blared through the station. Our time's up, Ethan said. Everyone back to the ship. As they retreated to the dock, security forces converged on their position. Weapons fire exploded around them. We need a distraction, Olivia shouted over the noise. Nathan grinned. Already planned for that. He pressed a button on his device. Throughout the station, systems began malfunctioning. Lights flickered, doors opened and closed randomly, and artificial gravity wavered. What did you do? Ethan asked as they ran. I introduced them to a human concept called a computer virus, Nathan replied proudly. Nothing dangerous, just very annoying. They reached the ship and prepared for emergency departure. As they undocked, the 3 Confederation vessels moved to intercept. They're charging weapons, Olivia reported. Drop the disguise, Ethan ordered. Show them who they're really dealing with. The Chainalian system deactivated, revealing the true ingenuity. The ship's modified weapons came online, glowing with power no patrol vessel should possess. Open a channel, Ethan commanded. When the connection was established, he spoke clearly. This is Commander Cole of the Ingenuity. We have evidence of Counselor Dren's illegal activities. Stand down, or we'll be forced to defend ourselves. The lead ship fired in response. The battle for the Ingenuity had begun. Energy beams struck the Ingenuity's shields, causing the ship to shudder. Shields holding at 85%, Nathan reported from engineering. They're hitting us with everything they've got. Ethan gripped his command chair. Olivia, target their weapons systems only. We need them disabled, not destroyed. What about the evidence against Dren? Daniel asked. Zoe, still bruised but back at her station, smiled. I'm broadcasting it now on all Confederation channels. Every ship, station, and planet will see what he's been doing. Jack's hands moved across the neural interface. The Ingenuity responded instantly, dancing between enemy fire with impossible grace. They're coordinating their attack pattern, Olivia warned. 3 ships trying to box us in. Perfect, Ethan said. Nathan, activate the Frankenstein drive. Nathan's voice came back excited. Are you sure? We've never tested it in combat. No better time than now. Throughout the ship, systems that had been carefully modified hummed with new energy. The mismatched technologies that the Confederation had considered junk began working together in ways their original designers never imagined. Frankenstein drive active, Nathan confirmed. The ingenuity suddenly accelerated to an impossible speed, phasing through the formation of enemy ships before they could react. As it passed, targeted energy pulses disabled the weapons on 2 vessels. The lead ship is still operational, Olivia reported, and it's bigger than the others. On the view screen, the command ship grew larger. It was at least 3 times the size of the Ingenuity, bristling with weapons. New transmission coming in, Zoe announced. The screen changed to show Counselor Dren, his alien features twisted with anger. "You think you're clever, humans," he snarled. "You've ruined years of profitable business. For that, your ship will be destroyed and Earth will be blamed for attacking Confederation forces. Your own records expose you," Ethan replied calmly. "It's over, Counselor." "Nothing is over. My ship has the most advanced weapons in the fleet. Your little patrol vessel stands no chance." The transmission cut off. Moments later, the command ship fired a massive energy beam. "Evasive action," Ethan ordered. Jack tried to move the ship, but the beam was too wide. It struck the Ingenuity directly. "Direct hit," Nathan called out. But wait, something's happening. Instead of damaging the ship, the energy seemed to flow around it, channeling into the modified systems. "The adaptive shields," Daniel said in awe. "They're not just blocking the energy, they're absorbing it." Nathan's voice came through, excited. "Commander, we've captured almost 90% of their weapon energy. I can redirect it." "Do it," Ethan ordered. The Ingenuity's weapons glowed brightly, then fired back the captured energy. The beam struck Dren's ship precisely, disabling its engines and weapons in one shot. "All enemy ships disabled," Olivia confirmed. "Incoming transmissions from Confederation headquarters," Zoe reported. "They've received our evidence. Security forces are being dispatched to arrest Dren." Ethan stood up. "Set course for Confederation headquarters. Let's finish this properly." 2 days later, the crew of the Ingenuity stood before the full Confederation Council. Zexteri looked uncomfortable as Dren was led away in restraints. "The Confederation owes you an apology, Commander Cole," Zexteri admitted. "What began as an inappropriate jest has revealed corruption within our ranks. Your actions have served all species. We only did what humans do best," Ethan replied. "We adapted. We saw potential where others saw junk." A new counselor stepped forward. "The Confederation has learned a valuable lesson about human ingenuity. We propose creating a new division, the Innovation Corps, to be led by your crew." "Our mission," Ethan asked, "to take older technologies and reimagine them, to find new solutions to old problems, to teach others what humans do best." Ethan looked at his crew, Olivia, Nathan, Zoe, Jack, and Daniel, all smiling with pride. "We accept," he said, "but we keep the ingenuity." "Of course," the counselor agreed. "After all, who would want a ship made of junk?" Ethan smiled. "The most dangerous ship in the galaxy. We would, every time."